Hello everybody and welcome to the Digital Bridge. Today we're going to be discussing all things Chelsea. Omari Hutchinson to Ipswich is pretty much confirmed according to Fabrizio Romano, so obviously that's a very good source for that to come from, and we've lost him. Essentially we've lost a good player there. What do we think about that? We've also got Omari Kellyman coming in from Aston Villa for about 19 million. Overpriced or underpriced? We're going to be discussing that, obviously overpriced. And finally, we've also made an offer for Boca Juniors youngster Aaron Ensalmino, I think it is. Boca Juniors Argentinian, not American. What do we think of that as well? Another young player coming in. Do we have too many young players? So that's what we're going to be discussing in today's show. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and hit the notification bell. Make sure to follow us on X and on Instagram as well. We're going to be building up a bit of a following over there. Obviously, this is all things Chelsea. Leave comments below of what you want us to discuss, like your opinions on the topics that we talk about today. First of all, I'm going to speak about Ian Maatsen though. Obviously, we've sold him now. He's gone to Aston Villa. It's been confirmed by Chelsea, been confirmed by Villa. He's had all his videos published of him in a Villa shirt and everything like that. Personally, I think it might be the right decision. I mean, it's about 39 million pound, I think. I think that's an okay price when you think about it. Like, that is not bad at all. He's obviously a Champions League final player, so we know that he plays in the big games. He didn't make a mistake there, so maybe that's pressure getting to him, and maybe he wasn't ready for that yet. But we need to think about his age. He's about 22 years old. He is in the Dutch national team. He's not made an appearance yet in the Euros. He was called up by emergency, so obviously he's not seen by the Dutch national team as a quality player yet. We've got Malagusto at right back. We've got Reece James obviously at right back as well. Do we need a third right back that's going to want game time? Probably not. And do we really want to ship him on loan again for him to play well again and have this dilemma in a year? We're just going to be kicking it down the road, kicking the can down the road to see if he can improve any more and get into our starting 11. But Reece James, the club captain, amazing player. And obviously Malagusto's had to fill in for him and he's been fantastic. So I don't really want to dislodge that. The right back role for me is pretty concrete, pretty set. We don't need any more. So personally, I think Ian Maatsen going is good for his career. I think it's good for Chelsea as well because we get the cash now. Good profit on him for financial fair play. That's what we want as well, especially when we're making these other signings like Esteval, and more people we're discussing today. So I think Maatsen going, whilst on the look of it, it might be, we could have kept him a little bit longer. It might be worth just getting the money now, and he's a good Premier League player, and it's not fair of us to keep hold of him and not let him progress in his career. It's the right thing for him. Hopefully, it's obviously the right thing for Chelsea as well. Now, Anselmino, the Boca Juniors player, Argentinian, he's been pretty decent for them considering his age. So again, it's Chelsea getting a South American wonder kid like we've seen with Pais, like we've seen with Esteval. Obviously, none of them have come over, neither will he. He's going to take a 6-month to 1-year loan back to Boca Juniors to continue his progression in South America before he comes to join us. It's going to be just under 25 million. Again, that is, like, when you think about it, 25 million, that is a substantial amount for a player who's never played in Europe before. But when you look at what other people are playing, or other people are paying, Real Madrid for Endrick, us for Esteval, you've got good South American talents going for obscene amounts of money now. 25 million isn't quite that bad. It's not that bad in comparison. Obviously, in terms of playing ability, I'm not saying he's up there with Endrick at all. Obviously, I'm hoping he's better. I hope that every player that Chelsea get comes on to be world beaters for the club. But I just don't know enough about him. I've not heard much. That might be me just being very ignorant, but I haven't heard much about him. Same with Omari Kellyman, who we'll discuss in a minute. I've not heard much about this guy. I've not seen him come up on many YouTube videos either. Not seen many compilations of him, but we have to trust the scouting process. We have to trust the club and the owners, although that might be difficult at the moment. We just have to put our trust in them. Every player that Chelsea buys, we have to back. You can't get a player in and not want to back them because it's not their fault they're here. They're here because the club want them and they want to progress their career. They want to join a big club. Not saying the Boca Juniors aren't a big club, but a big European club. And you can't knock them for that. Deal done pretty much by Chelsea. Contract talks are ongoing right now. 3 hours ago, Romano also said that the contract proposals are pretty much in agreement. So that's what we want. We want a good young player at Chelsea in the starting 11 soon. Now, Dewsbury Hall is one that I'm very, very, very mixed on. He's been a good player for Leicester, but we're talking about Leicester here. We're not talking about Chelsea, are we? We're talking about Leicester in the Championship. He was okay for them when they was in the Prem, when they got relegated, but we're talking Championship player who's played in the Championship last season, coming to Chelsea. We're also talking about a player from at least a lower Premier League team coming to Chelsea. Other players that fit that: Ross Barkley, Danny Drinkwater. These players who we end up keeping for too long and are not good enough. And I just feel like Dewsbury Hall cries out as one of those. He's English, so homegrown quota. Could be something to do with it, like Calvin Phillips going to Man City. Could be something to do with just getting a bench player that fits the homegrown quota, so we can get another foreign player who can start. That could be to do with it. Obviously, as well, if we keep him for a couple of years, we can sell him. That would be, again, that's profit. Chelsea will always be about building profit now with these owners, especially. Abramovich was fine about taking hits. I think this ownership want profit. That's why they're going in for these young players, and they're not going to let people leave for cheap, as we've seen with Maatsen. So I think it's more of a financial decision than a playing decision. I've not looked at Dewsbury Hall and thought that is a player I want. I've not seen him play and be like, I need him at Stamford Bridge right now. He's a Chelsea starter quality. He can write his name in Chelsea history. I don't know if he's that type of player. Obviously, again, if he comes, back him, new player, full of possibilities. We need to back the new players. No matter how many of them there are, we need to back them. It's not fair to come into a club that doesn't like you already. So we need to back Dewsbury Hall. Hopefully he kicks on at Chelsea if he does come, although it is looking like he will, because apparently Enzo Maresca has also said that he's happy for that. Worked him with Leicester last season, so he knows how to get the best out of him. So if there is any manager that should be working with Dewsbury Hall at Chelsea, it should be Enzo Maresca. So that is all fine by me. Now, Omari Kellyman, a player that has sparked a lot of debate amongst me and other Chelsea supporters. Overpriced. 100% overpriced. No way is a £19 million player of that quality. No way. No way is he worth 19 million. I think he's got 58 minutes of professional football for Aston Villa in the Premier League. His value is a third of the minutes he's played, pretty much. Like, when you think about it like that, that is not good business at all. Again, it's with Aston Villa. It has to be something to get around financial fair play. You think about Ian Maatsen and then Kellyman. It's to do with it. They say that the deals are independent. There's nothing to do with them. They're two separate deals. They're two separate deals with financial fair play. It's not. We've not bought Kellyman for the player. We've bought him for financial fair play, and that's just the harsh reality of it. Obviously, again, I hope he comes on, he kicks on, but I see him as a loan player for the next 3-4 years, and then selling him for a discounted price to an Everton or a Leicester. I don't think he's going to be playing for us in the Premier League much. He's an attacking midfielder. Who do we have in attacking midfield? Esteval's coming in. We've already got Cole Palmer there, although he can play on the wing. Kenji Paez can play attacking midfielder as well. And obviously, it's not just them. They are just like the three sort of main players that I think about in terms of players coming in and a player who's already here, because Cole Palmer's made that Cam his spot, hasn't he? He's just incredible there. Again, he's not come here to play a lot. I think he's come here for the money. Not for him. He's come here for the money for Chelsea and the financial fair play for Aston Villa, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Carabao Cup player for me. And just on a final note, it was a year ago today that we got the here we go from Romano to say Mason Mount to Manchester United for 60 million. What's he gone on to do? He's gone on to just be injured and do absolutely nothing. I was a big Mason Mount fan at the time. I was gutted that he'd left, but I think it was the right thing when you think about the fact we got 60 mil pure profit plus add-ons. What did Manchester United get? About 4 or 5 subpar performances, and that was it. And they could have gone for free this season. We basically missed out on a season of an injury player and got 60 mil instead. I mean, I know what I'd take. Whether I like the player or not, I know what I'd take. He could have been a next Frank Lampard. Instead, he's just an average Man U player. And the last thing I want to discuss came out a couple of days ago, but obviously we didn't have the channel a couple of days ago. Marc Guiu, I don't know how to say his name. I have to learn the pronunciation. From Barcelona, he's coming to Chelsea. Here we go from Fabrizio. 6 mil release clause triggered. He's an excellent player. I've seen him play. I do actually watch a lot of Barcelona. I do like Barcelona a lot. Like I've been. It's amazing, and you know he's a good goal scorer. That's what I'll say. Well, he's scored for Barcelona. He's already got professional goals. Obviously, he bangs them out for the B team, bangs them out in La Masia when he was playing in the academy. He's a good player, and he's one to look out for. Chelsea apparently want 2 more strikers, a left footer and a right footer. I don't know how many strikers you need as a club. We've got Jackson, we've got Guiu, we've got Nkunku who plays as centre forward. 2 more, that's 5 strikers. Do we need 5 strikers? No. Add Washington to that. Add, I can't remember his name, but his nickname's Whisper. You know, the Jamaican striker. That's 7 strikers. Do we need 7 strikers? No. So I don't think we need 2 more strikers if we get him in. Obviously, it's a here he goes. He's pretty much confirmed. He's got his medical tests booked. Marc Guiu will be a Chelsea player. That is confirmed, and I can tell you that for definite. He will be a Chelsea player. It's just whether we actually need any more. Apparently, Chelsea are also looking at centre backs, another left footer. We have Wesley Fofana, and he's going to start training with the first team. So why do we need another left-footed centre back when we have Fofana? Does that mean people like Badiashile are going to be gone? Hopefully. But yeah, Chelsea obviously making moves in the transfer market again. After losing out on Elise, we need to make sure we win every other battle in this transfer market. I do not think we're going to fall short. So yeah, make sure to follow us on X, follow us on Instagram. Obviously, these videos will get better as they progress. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next show. Peace.